You were made for more than this moment. There are mornings when you wake up and the weight of the world feels heavier than your shoulders were made to carry. There are nights when the silence is too loud and doubt whispers louder than hope. There are seasons when the road ahead looks impossibly long and everything inside you wants to stop, to turn back, to settle for less than what you were designed for. But I need you to hear this and hear it deeply. You were not made to quit. You were fashioned with intention. You were breathed into existence by a God who does not make mistakes. And every single thing you have walked through, every valley, every storm, every setback that left you gasping, none of it was wasted. None of it was random. None of it was the end of your story. The psalmist understood this. In Psalm 46:1, he wrote, "God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble." Not a distant help, not an occasional help, an ever-present help. That means right now, in this very moment, wherever you are, whatever you are facing, God is already there. You are never fighting alone. You are never drowning without a lifeline. You are never so far gone that His hand cannot reach you. So take a breath and let that truth settle deep into your bones. You are not defined by your past. So many people walk through life with their eyes fixed on the rearview mirror, haunted by failures, shamed by mistakes, imprisoned by regret. They replay the worst moments on a loop, as if punishment today could somehow undo what happened yesterday. But that is not the life you were called to live. The Apostle Paul knew something about a painful past. He once stood by and watched the murder of innocent people. He once made it his mission to destroy the very faith he would later give his life to build. And yet, from a prison cell, chained, uncomfortable, uncertain of his future, he wrote these extraordinary words in Philippians 3:13-14. "Forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead, I press on toward the goal to win the prize for which God has called me heavenward in Christ Jesus." Press on. Not crawl, not trudge. Press on, with everything you have, with fire in your chest and faith in your step. Your past does not have the final word. God does, and He has declared that your story is not finished. He has declared, as written in Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." That verse was written to people in exile, people who had lost everything, people who wondered if God had forgotten them. And yet, into that darkness, into that uncertainty, into that pain, came the promise, a future, a hope. That promise belongs to you too. You are stronger than you think. Somewhere along the way, someone may have told you that you were not enough, that you were too small, too broken, too ordinary to do anything extraordinary. They measured you against the world's standards and found you lacking. And part of you, be honest, believed them. But God does not see what people see. He sees what He placed inside you. He sees the potential, the purpose, the power He wired into you before you were ever born. In Isaiah 40:31, the prophet declares, "But those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Eagles do not flap and fight like sparrows. They find the thermal currents the rising winds, and they spread their wings and soar. That is a picture of what happens when you stop striving in your own strength and start trusting in His. You do not have to manufacture the wind, you just have to open your wings. Your strength is not the problem, your source is. When you are tired, when you feel empty, when the tank is running on fumes, that is not the signal to stop. That is the invitation to lean, to surrender the weight you were never meant to carry alone, and to trust the one who said in Matthew 11:28, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Rest is not weakness. Rest is wisdom. Rest is faith in action. The belief that God is at work even when you are still. Your struggle has a purpose. This is perhaps the hardest truth to hold when you are in the middle of suffering, when the diagnosis comes back bad, when the relationship ends, when the business fails, when the dream you sacrificed everything for crumbles in your hands. In those moments, the idea that suffering has purpose can feel like a cruel joke. But the Bible does not promise a life without pain. It promises something far greater, a God who redeems pain, a God who takes the broken pieces of our lives and creates something beautiful from them. Romans 5:3-4 is not a gentle suggestion. It is a bold declaration. We also glory in our sufferings, because we know that suffering produces perseverance. Perseverance, character, and character, hope. Notice the chain. Suffering is not the end of the chain, it is the beginning. It produces something. It builds something in you that cannot be built any other way. You cannot develop perseverance without something to persevere through. You cannot forge character in comfort. You cannot discover the depths of your hope until circumstances have stripped away everything else and hope is all you have left. The fire does not destroy you. It refines you, and what comes out on the other side is stronger, purer, more powerful than what went in. Just as gold does not fear the furnace, it is revealed by it. So too, the real you is not destroyed by hardship. The real you is revealed. You have everything you need to take the next step. Sometimes motivation fails us because we look too far ahead. We see the mountain from the base and it paralyzes us. We count every step between here and the summit, and the number overwhelms us before we even begin. We wait for perfect conditions. We wait until we feel ready. We wait until we have all the resources, all the confidence, all the certainty we think we need. But faith does not work that way. Faith is taking the step before you can see the full staircase. Psalm 119:105 says, "Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path." A lamp to my feet, not a floodlight illuminating the whole journey. Just enough light for the next step. Just enough clarity for this moment. Just enough courage to move forward when the full picture is still hidden. You do not need to see the finish line to start running. You do not need to have it all figured out to take one faithful step forward. God does not ask for your perfection, He asks for your obedience. He asks you to trust that if He called you to it, He will carry you through it. And He will. He always has. Look back at the hardest moments of your life, the ones you were certain you could not survive. You are here. You made it through every single one. That is not luck. That is grace. That is a God who was faithful then and is faithful now and will be faithful tomorrow. The world needs what only you carry. You are not an accident. You were not mass-produced. You were fearfully and wonderfully made, as the psalmist wrote in Psalm 139:14, crafted with divine attention, given a unique combination of gifts, experiences, perspectives, and passions that no one else on the planet possesses in quite the same way. There is a contribution that only you can make. There is a life that only you can touch. There is a story that only you can tell. And when you shrink back, when you play small, when you let fear keep you silent and safe and still, the world loses something it cannot get back. Ephesians 2:10 declares, "For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do." Prepared in advance. Before the foundation of the world, there were works written with your name on them, assignments no one else was designed to fulfill, moments that were always meant for you. You are not too late. You are not too old. You are not too far gone. You are right on time, exactly where you need to be, being prepared for exactly what is next. So rise, rise from the disappointment, rise from the failure, rise from the grief, the loss, the season that tried to break you. Rise not because the pain is gone, but because your purpose is greater than your pain. Rise not because every question has been answered, but because you serve a God who is the answer. Rise because Joshua 1:9 still stands. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Wherever you go, not just in the easy places, not just in the comfortable seasons. Wherever you go, He is there. In the fire, He is there. In the valley, He is there. On the mountaintop and at the bottom of the pit, He is there. You are not alone. You are never alone. And you will never face tomorrow alone. This is your moment, not the moment after you get it all together, not the moment after you finally stop struggling. Right now, this moment, with everything you carry and everything you face, this is your moment to decide that you will not quit, that you will not shrink, that you will rise, because you were made for more, because your story is not over, because the God who created the stars by speaking them into existence is the same God who is speaking over your life right now. And what He is saying is this: I have not forgotten you. I have not given up on you. My plans for you are still good. My grace is still sufficient. My strength is still available. My love for you has not wavered and will not fail. Now rise, and let that be enough.